Hi everybody, my name is Robert Simpson and I'm the Marketing Director for TrueCommerce UK, and I'd like to welcome you to today's webinar on the e-commerce landscape and how to increase your sales through multiple online channels. Our host today is my colleague Ben Taylor, who is Business Development Manager for e-commerce in the UK. Before we get started, I just wanted to cover some practical information. All attendees will be muted throughout the webinar, but if you do have a question, please feel free to type it into the question box on your screen and we'll make sure to follow up afterwards. Also, this webinar will be recorded and we'll distribute the recording shortly after the session. And with that covered, I'll now pass you over to Ben.
Good afternoon, everybody, and thank you very much for joining. My name's Ben Taylor. I'm the Business Development Manager in our Netalog division over in the UK. I'm going to speak you through the next 45 minutes, an overview of e-commerce and omnichannel e-commerce and how we at TrueCommerce can help our current clients and potentially new clients service any omnichannel requests they may have using the TrueCommerce portfolio of products and integrating with other solutions in the marketplace. Over the next 45 minutes or so, we may go a little quicker. I tend to get quite excited when talking about our products, so tend to rattle through things quite quickly. But if I speed up or you struggle to understand me at all at any time, please shout out in the chat and I'll try my best to slow down. But over the next 45 minutes or so, the plan is to do the introductions, which we've done, give you an overview of TrueCommerce as a business, and then get into a bit more detail on e-commerce, B2B, B2C, and omnichannel. Our product information management product, the two work synonymously together, and more so in the modern day marketplace. Talk a little bit about the commercials on both of these and what sort of benefits and return the investment you're likely to see when investing in this area. And as Anita mentioned, questions are best handled through the chat function, and we'll respond to these after the session. So to start off with then, bit of information about TrueCommerce. I think the majority of you are already existing TrueCommerce customers, so you have a good overview of what we do and who we are. But for the benefit of people who need a refresher or haven't seen an updated deck for a little while, wanted to give you a bit more information. So TrueCommerce, primary function or primary offering is to offer a managed service EDI for our client base. So connecting our customers to their clients and their suppliers digitally through EDI messages being passed back and forth from ERP solution to ERP solution. We've grown our offering substantially in the last few years through acquisitions, and that takes us to a place where we're now bearing down on $140 million in terms of annual turnover, with 12,000 active customers processing around just under 700 million transactions a year, with just under 700 employees globally. 140,000 trade relationships and 130,000 connected companies. We're doing pretty well in the space that we're in. Fantastic range of products, fantastic set of customers, fantastic group of team members in the team, and that's being recognised by some fantastic names along the bottom there. Gartner, IDC being two key ones, recognising what we're doing in the space, how we're setting ourselves apart from our market. And today, my plan is to give you an overview as what we can do for you in the commerce space and why we're setting ourselves apart from our competitor set in that area. In terms of our offices, where we're based, we've got 5 offices now, one in North America. We're well serviced in the European region from UK, Ireland, and Copenhagen and Brussels. Chinese office, and also a newly opened one in Australia. And across those offices, we're serving a large and diverse range of customers on the EDI side, primarily. You'll see some big names there, some names you recognise, some won't be so familiar, but you'll notice that we don't specialise in a particular industry. We're there to support all customers of all sizes across lots of different industries in what we do in the e-commerce space and in the digital commerce arena across all products. So that's a bit of an overview of TrueCommerce. Hopefully there's some interesting information there for you. What I want to do now is talk a bit about the e-commerce and omnichannel e-commerce and how we can support you in this space. So TrueCommerce, I've referenced it in the previous slides. There's a lot we do, and I could talk for a long time about the various range of products that we go to market with. The purpose of this session was to focus on the e-commerce piece, so we're going to really spend time on the right-hand side of this wheel, looking at our product information management solution, what options we've got around online shopping and supporting our customers to trade online through various channels, and all of that's underpinned by our integration capabilities that we've honed through our EDI offering over the years that TrueCommerce has been trading. We won't spend too much time on our inventory management products or order management tools, dropship and fulfillment tools, or our customer service tools that we've got available. But should you think they're relevant, please reach out to your various TrueCommerce contact or drop a line to the marketing team, the details of which will be at the end of this deck. And we'd be more than happy to have those conversations. But for today, we're going to focus on the right-hand side of this wheel. Like I said, starting off with our integration capabilities. That's what underpins and has got us to where we are today. So as a business, as I mentioned on the first or second slide, we've grown from a place of offering managed service EDI to our clients. And through that offering, we've been able to develop an incredibly strong set of products and skills that allow digital transactions to take place between various digital solutions. And that may be pushing orders into ERP solutions, and maybe pulling data out of ERP solutions and pushing it into other third-party platforms or internal solutions. Lots we can do, and lots we do very, very well. And in the last few years, the desire for our customers to trade through marketplaces has been something we've been able to deliver on, using that integration capabilities to take master data from the source ERP solutions of our clients, push them into the platforms, and then receive transactional messages back through them. So that's one area of e-commerce that is absolutely a critical part of the omni-channel offering of modern day businesses. And that's how we service that, utilizing our integration capabilities, be able to push up data and then pull down orders and push them into ERPs, just to make sure that's streamlined across the various different formats that these marketplaces require. The other way e-commerce can be done, as you will all know, is through a forward-facing supplier-owned web store. And there's a couple of different ways that we can service those requirements. We've got our own solutions in External and Netalog, and we'll go into a bit more detail on the Netalog offering later on in this session. But we also are aware that there's platforms in place that our customers may want to use and stick with that require links into to facilitate that working. We'll touch a bit on that when we get into the PIM section of today. But absolutely, if the TrueCommerce offerings aren't appropriate for you as a business, then we're very much set up to help you, similar to the marketplaces, get data out of your source solutions into those platforms, and to be able to pull back in the transactional messages to facilitate that omni-channel offering that the modern day business is very much trying to achieve. But like I said, today we're going to focus on the TrueCommerce offerings around Netalog specifically. So before we do that, just wanted to talk a bit about what's happening in the e-commerce space. Why is omni-channel so important? I think it's no surprise to anybody that the space has changed dramatically in the last 5 years. You've got a generation of potential buyers coming into the marketplace, born with phones and tablets in their hand, and asking questions of the businesses in which they want to interact with as to why they can't maybe do that in the same way in the B2B space that they can in the B2C space, or why the B2C space is a challenge. Why can't they successfully order online? Why haven't they got access to a full range of products? Why can't they interact online with a customer service team? And it's a good question to ask, but it's one that's answered by the products that we've got in our portfolio. The very best e-commerce solutions are those which allow our clients to digitize all of their transactional points, all of their touch points. Especially in the B2B space, you would find that our clients would or our clients' customers would have a black book and need a number of different touch points, a number of different telephone numbers or email addresses through which they wanted to trade with and interact with the vendors with whom they're working. What we find is that through e-commerce, all of that can be done through a single solution, which suits our new generation of buyers fantastically well. But it's not necessarily very easy to do. There's a number of touch points, but very much at TrueCommerce, we're about streamlining that and allowing a very easy, free-flowing transaction or conversation, line of conversation to happen with customers. And we do that in a number of ways. So we can pull into the solution or via the solution quick order pads to allow quick reordering, quotations maybe to be passed from the solution back to the vendor, management of returns, so sending products back if they're not 100% maybe what the customer's after or they're faulty, or consumption of invoices, credit notes and statements from the ERP into the solution to allow customers to self-serve on those. They may be able to make payments on those invoices. So historically, e-commerce, especially in the B2C space, payment has all been around at the point of transaction. In B2B, we know there's a requirement for clients to clear down open invoices as they exist on the ERP. So modern day solutions allow that to happen, and we'll show you a bit of that in a second. Be able to service the needs of multiple operators. So some of you will have be trading with clients with multiple retail outlets potentially. So the ability to offer up a different offering and personalize the solution, show personalized catalogues, personalized pricing, offer them the ability to control their procurement is absolutely what the modern day marketplace is all about. Punch out will be something some of you will be familiar with, others maybe not so, but that's where clients will order through large procurement solutions such as SAP Ariba or Coupa, and we can facilitate that through Catalogue or direct using the TrueCommerce tools. Also, just servicing up rich product information into the solution. They're a fantastic tool for customers to be able to shop, find the right products, but the information has to be there. So the ability to present that information in a way which is consumable and packaged nicely for customers is incredibly important. Rich product images, price list downloads, accessories, cross-sells and upsells, superb promotional offerings, the ability to map customer codes and have aliases, and service up multiple web stores are also key requirements for the modern day B2B e-commerce marketplace. And what you should be looking out for if you are looking to get into that space is a solution that can do all of that and do it well. We know that the B2B e-commerce marketplace, the e-commerce marketplace is changing, but specifically the B2B e-commerce marketplace is changing. Specifically looking at point 2 there, a survey was run in 2017 where B2B numbers were expected to surpass B2C in terms of volume and value by 2025. In 2019, the same survey was run again and found the B2B market was then 6 times the size of B2C. So it's grown incredibly quickly and it's not showing any sign of slowing down. We see that Amazon try and get into the B2B market space, and it's something that there's absolute value in. So if you can, as a B2B supplier, B2B vendor, haven't yet got an offering in this area, it's absolutely something that should be on your roadmap to be looking at. We know that under half of buyers complete at least half of their work related purchases online, but over half will research online. So the ability to join up those 2 points, to take that point of research to the point of purchase, gives you as a supplier a fantastic opportunity to capture more monies and really influence the purchasing decisions of your prospective customers. So really it's a huge opportunity and something that we at TrueCommerce want to help you capitalize on. One of the products, as I mentioned in an earlier slide, we would use to help you do that is our e-commerce solution, which is called Catalogue. How that knits together is on staying true to the TrueCommerce mantra, is having a single connection between yourselves, your source solution, and the TrueCommerce portfolio of products, allowing you to take advantage of other products in the portfolio. Obviously, specifically today, we're talking about the e-commerce piece, but many of our customers who come to us for e-commerce solutions will also have a large volume of orders passing through their business via EDI. So it may be there's one solution, one pipe flowing back and forth between your ERP and our portfolio of solutions, which is doing the job of or handling both e-commerce orders and EDI orders. And that's very much what we're about. You have a single view of those platforms, and then you can also utilize, as I mentioned, the Netlog solution to hook into punch out customers. So it makes it very, very nice and easy. Master data flowing out, transactional messages flowing in, one touch point that delivers your whole e-commerce omnichannel offering. And so we've got some fantastic examples of where we've worked well with customers to achieve that. The Netlog solution itself has been built from the ground up as a B2B platform. We know that B2B is a lot more difficult than B2C. Typically, each customer in the B2B space will have their own catalogue of products, their own set prices, maybe their own checkout rules, their own delivery options. So every customer-supplier relationship requires its own version of the platform. B2C is a bit easier. In that there's normally a single catalogue of products presented for a single store at single prices, so everyone gets the same experience. So our solution in Netlog absolutely can handle the B2B end of the market and can also absolutely be repurposed for B2C, so it covers both. It's more difficult for B2C focused solutions to come up into the B2B space just because of the complexity. So over the years, we've developed Netlog to be super rich from a functions and features point of view. We compete with SAP Hybris from a functionality perspective, but we don't come with the associated price tag and timeline to implement, which is normally a 24-month project with Hybris. All the functionality is there within the solution. So instead of having to develop a wide variety of functionality for our prospective clients, we simply install, configure, and switch on functionality that's already there. What we find is typically about 99%, 95% of our customers' requirements are handled already, and about 5% of tweaking and development we'd expect to do in implementation. So it's an extremely strong product, underpinned by TrueCommerce's ability to integrate with a number of different ERP solutions in a fantastically bi-directional and unique way. Delivers superb results for our customer base. Some of those customers are on the screen now, similar to the slide we had up before. Lots of customers across lots of different industries, some huge customers in there, multi-billion-dollar customers, down to some SMEs. So in terms of scale, and we'll go into the commercials towards the end of the deck, we can service all sizes of customers, and our pricing is set up to make it accessible for all sizes of customers, regardless of the industry in which you're in. We are processing working with multi-billion-pound businesses, as I said, 100% planned uptime in the last 12 months. Over 250,000 orders processed a day, 500 million order lines processed a year, 300,000 customers logins each day, and 1 billion of orders processed each month. So there's a huge amount of volume passing through the solution. So if you're looking for a safe pair of hands, if your orders are absolutely critical and there's a time constraint or strict rules around when you need to receive the orders and making sure they receive your orders for your business to stay afloat, then we're absolutely here to help and deliver that for you. Some examples of what this looks like from a UX point of view. We're proud to say that the solution is multi-award winning, winning best B2B e-commerce solution, best food and drink e-commerce web store at the most recent e-commerce awards in 2020. And that's because we've invested a lot of time and effort in really bringing that experience up to line with the best in class that we see out and about. From a homepage point of view, everything's responsive and all the content can be targeted. So through a single storefront, what you're able to do is present a very different look and feel depending on who the customer is. So you may want a logged out homepage, which means that the whole world can access it, or you may want something which is a bit more targeted. So it can only be accessed by logging in through to a solution. And if you're doing that, then obviously we know who the person is who's viewing the content, and we can tailor it. A lot of our customers will do this by their segmentation, maybe have 5 or 6 different customer segments, and create a look and feel and a range, a catalogue, and an experience for that particular segment. As I said, it's all responsive, so works across mobile, tablets. We do have apps available, but not many people tend to take those now we've got the responsive site. You can see on the left-hand side and the bottom right-hand side of the screen, there's 2 different versions of homepage. So we know in the B2C space, it's very banner-driven. It's important the look and feel is right. In the B2B arena, there's often a requirement just to facilitate very fast transactions. So we can present the homepage in a more dashboardy view, which allows customer to access order history very quickly, place orders on a number of items very, very quickly, and access useful tools as and when required. So it's really just making sure that the solution is tailored to the customer's requirements and your requirements as a vendor, rather than saying, this is the solution, you work around this. As we get into fast ordering, fast repeat ordering, there's lots of options around order pads, so clients can create their own order pads. They can maintain those, or they can be used as a control tool. So you may have a senior buyer wanting to push a range of order pads down to their junior buyers and restrict their purchasing through that method. So that's absolutely something that can be done through the solution. There's quick order pads, like I said, where the customer can create their own to cut up or chop up a larger catalogue, making it more accessible to or more relevant to the users. And we make sure that within those order pads, if there's products on promotion or there's flags we need to call out, that's all possible and accessible for the users. Search is a really key piece. If you looked at the B2B space especially, a number of years ago, you'd probably be lucky if you got anything more jazzy than a funky Excel looking front end. Now the B2B buyer is a lot less tolerant of poor UI and your user interfaces. So search is a key part of that. A number of tools that we've got within our solution specifically would be a mega nav, so a drop down, all driven by dynamically from ERP if we can. So when you make a change in your ERP, we utilize the integration to ensure that that change doesn't have to be made in two different places. It all comes across dynamically. So you add a new product to a category, you add a new category to the solution, you only do it in one place, and then it comes through dynamically. The ability to add or search for products in a fuzzy way. So did you mean, sounds like, looks like, misspellings can all be accommodated. We've got fantastic compare functionality, and the ability just to package up products in a way that help customers find them. So if you're running seasonal campaigns, or you have a brand range, or you have new items or clearance items that you want to package together and help a customer find, then all of those solutions are available, and again can be driven off ERP flags in the data, or can be maintained on the back end of the solution. So again, it's not us saying to you, this is how you need to do it. It's about you saying to us, this is what I want to do, and we can present a range of tools to help you get to that endpoint. So it's very flexible and does the job brilliantly. Promotions, critical in the B2C space. Excuse me. Critical in the B2C space, but becoming more important in B2B as well. Be able to package up promotions, present the right promotions to the right customers, whether it be automatically applied or applied at checkout, and allow that to be a way that customers can search the site for goods, especially if they're ordering regularly. It may be that if you've got customers ordering with you on a weekly or fortnightly basis, they miss promotions if they're not presented in a clear way, and lose the value that you're offering, or that your brand owners or suppliers that you're working with want to give to their customers. So there's tools within the solution to help facilitate that, package up products, and present customers, or present the products in a clean and easy way to the clients that are looking for them. We've also got approval workflows that are built into the platform. So where a customer may have a requirement for us to manage their order approvals or budgets or workflows for ordering, that can all be done through the solution. So you can set up senior buyers, junior buyers again, and they can be messaged via an email or come in via the solution to sign off orders, adjust them if required. So by the time they hit your ERP, we know that all the approvals are being done. So added value you can add for your clients, and also really important in the B2B space. The self-service element as well. So we've talked about the integrations that we have coming back into maybe the source ERP. There's a number of different ways that can be utilized. So we can present invoices, credit notes, effectively the customer's ledger through the platform, present open invoices, allow them to make payments on those. There's reporting that can be done based on online and offline order history. It really is a tool that can be utilized, and not just for the transactional element, but also for the self-service piece. So many of our clients will use or start off using the solution for a customer portal rather than transactional solution. And that's absolutely fine. It works fantastically in that light, and it means you can just give your customers what they want and take some strain off your own internal teams. If you find that your credit control team or your customer care team are being peppered with requests for information which is easily available, all of that can be stripped out and presented through the solution to take away some of the weight in terms of that task from your own internal teams. So that's a bit of an overview of our e-commerce solution and what it can do. I said there's lots I can talk to you about around that. The purpose of today is really just to give you an overview, talk about what's happening in the place, and if you want to explore further, go into a more detailed demo, see the solution live, then absolutely reach out to your TrueCommerce contact or the marketing team, and we can help set that up for you. I'm going to go on now to talk about Product Information Manager, or PIM as we know it. These two solutions, so Product Information Management and e-commerce, work incredibly closely together. What a lot of customers of ours have found as they've gone into the e-commerce space and tried to serve up information from their ERP have really struggled. The ERPs tend to be fairly strict in terms of how products exist within those, and they don't always align themselves to how products are best presented on the outside world. So PIM is a fantastic tool which can be used with e-commerce in conjunction with ERP to package up products and present them in a way that they want to be presented to any external audience, whether that be an e-commerce platform or a group of customers, group of clients. So back to the wheel, talking about the Product Information Manager. We'll send the deck out after the session today. And within that deck is a demo video of how the three solutions can work together. I'm not going to show it today, but absolutely is there for you to digest in your own time, should you want to see it. So just a bit of an overview. I'm just going back into what I've just discussed. What is PIM? What does it do? So really, in summary, it takes in a source set of data from a number of different sources if required, allows multiple sources then to come in and edit and enrich that data, and then we can publish that data to multiple places. Sometimes it may be an e-commerce store. Sometimes it may be going back into an ERP, a source solution. Sometimes it may be a marketplace. It could be making the product information available to your customers or your suppliers. Lots of different things that can be done, but the same tool is used throughout. I'll give you an overview of PIM and how it's best used. So 5 different elements of PIM that I wanted to touch on today. The first one is just how we define a product within the Product Information Manager. So it comes in 2 levels, just to give you confidence that it does what you're going to need it to do. A product is a sort of a parent SKU. So in the world of clothes, it would be a type of jacket, for example, as seen there on the right-hand side. An item would be a variant of that product. So some of you may be holding your parent code as a single code and then your variant code underneath that. Absolutely, PIM can support that. Others may have different codes as items underneath. Again, PIM can support that, but it's just highlighting that the complexities we see within modern day products are absolutely handled within the PIM solution, and can be pushed back out to e-commerce solutions as required. One of the main areas of conflict we see with ERP or e-commerce and ERP is the categorization, the need for a specific taxonomy, a specific categories which are then utilized for search when products are being pushed up. And this is absolutely handled within the PIM solution. So you can go into PIM, create brand new product categories very, very easily, assign a product to a particular category, and then surface that categorization, that variant, up into the source or the destination that you want to push it into. Really, really powerful, and gives you so much more flexibility and control over what your products look like when they're being pushed out. We then have the concept of subscriptions. So this is where your product information is being fed into the platform, and this can come from a number of different places. And this can be a managed service, something you can do yourselves, and it's very much about taking the information into the solution from a number of different places, and then standardizing it, pushing it into the PIM fields that you want it to be in, so you know where it looks like. And from our perspective, it's very, very simple. It looks like a spreadsheet effectively, so everyone knows how to work with spreadsheets, but slightly cleverer than that. You can see really easy to map, just saying where the source is, where the destination is, and pulling those through. And obviously you have multiple sources, multiple examples of that. We then have a concept of catalogues and channels that sit within the solution. So a catalogue is just a collection of products that you may want to push up into a single channel or multiple channels. So a channel is where your data is being sent. A catalogue is how you've grouped your products together. So again, just a really easy way of chopping up your entire portfolio, making sure the right products are going to the right places and being sent in the right way. We then have a concept of a publication. So a publication is where you're submitting product, pushing product data out. And that is a catalog, a collection of catalogs, a set of validation rules, your transformation, and a connection, a method of sending. So you could have a marketplace publication for Amazon, for eBay, which contains a set of products, a catalog of products, and pushed up. So making sure the right products go into the right places and serviced in the right way. So on top of all of that, we've got readiness and workflows that exist within the solution as well. So this is where it becomes fairly powerful and really starts to take some of the strain out of existing processes and processes that might already exist. So we know that often to get a product from purchase through to sale has a number of different teams that are influencing that. You may have procurement, you may have marketing, you may have sales who want certain characteristics, and all of those people at the moment would maybe doing that through the ERP. It can become quite challenging. So what PIM allows you to do is have lots of different people come in and manage a same product as it goes through a workflow to get it to a point of readiness where you know it's getting issued up. And that readiness can be set at a number of different levels. We have the ability to set readiness based on validation rules set up by you at a number of different levels. So you can have a set of validation rules at product level, at individual product levels. So we can say this product's nearly there, it's ready to be made live, or it's in orange, not quite ready to be made live. 80% of what we need to do is done on this SKU. It's nearly ready to be pushed up. What we can do then is consume or set up products by brand and by channel. So we can group products together, and you can have a single view then of how ready a brand is. And a brand could be anything. A brand could be a range of products that's going live for Christmas or for summer, or is a range of products for Valentine's Day. And you can see very, very quickly what state of readiness is for that particular event. You've then got a channel, so you've then got your marketplaces, your B2B stores or your French marketplace for example. You can see, based on the products you've assigned to that channel, how far off you are of having a complete set. And again, that's all based on rules that you've put in place, that you've set up, and there's plenty of tools that exist within the solution that allow you to manage that and work through the product setup process. So you can see in that screen, you've defined validations, really quick and easy to do, and you can see how far off you are from a total product point of view. A quick overview of what that looks like on the front end, and again, you've got the status bars to say by product where you are. So very, very quickly and easily, you can say to your team, we need to get these products online by this date. This is missing. Let's go and get this done and push those up. So there's no messing around in terms of getting products finished off and then pushed up to the marketplace through which you want to sell them. So again, very, very quick overview on PIM. There's lots more we can talk to you about, and we'd love to talk to you about on that particular product, but we're a bit short on time today. So again, if you want more information on that, reach out to your TrueCommerce contact or the marketing team via the email at the end of the slides, and we can set up a more detailed demo on that particular item for you. What I wanted to do is finish off on a few slides just around the commercials of what we're talking about here. We hear a lot about omnichannel, we hear a lot about how important it is, but not many people talk about actually the impact it can have on your commercials, the impact it can have on your bottom line, and that's what I want to try and shed some light on in this section. So from an e-commerce point of view, If it's not something you're already doing, what we'd expect to happen is once you've installed your e-commerce solution, once you've got e-commerce up and running, is that your customers' behavior changes. They start to shop rather than transact. Often we find that a customer, when they're reordering especially, has got a list of items. All they want to do is get that order on across to you. They're not really interested in being sold any more products. And when they're putting their own order on through an e-commerce platform, their behavior completely changes. They feel like they're finding products themselves or finding information themselves, so they're more receptive to new ideas. And what we find is there's a sales increase, which normally comes in line with that. We also see margins go up as they're having less conversations with account managers around prices and special prices. They're more likely to buy a product at a non-discounted rate, which is fantastic for the vendor. More orders are placed because rather than it being a weekly task, it's a basket they build over the course of a week or a fortnight or a month. And that basket, linked to the 2 points above, will generally contain more order lines. Because of the promotional tools, and we referenced it in the homepage section, homepage slide, we often find that there's better gap fill, so you can better sell more profitable lines or lines that are maybe your own brands. Customers are more loyal because they're less likely to go elsewhere to find products that you stock. They can see that you stock those lines straight away. Promotional uptake's better because you can position those promotions, and costs are greatly reduced because you take away all the requirement to reduce to enter orders manually, and maybe to converse with customers around their credit status and send out copy invoices. You can also open incremental revenue streams by selling advertising to non-competitive third parties, which is being fantastically well done by some of our clients at the moment. And by showing that you're online, engaging online within the modern market, you can absolutely expect to have improved reputation and positioning versus your competitor set. We've tried to overlay some numbers onto what that looks like, looking at our customer base and some examples that we've seen. So we'll leave those with you. Like I said, take those away to digest and overlay those onto your numbers and see what sort of impact that would have on your business. Often it's significant and the solution pays for itself very, very quickly. There's some interesting behavioural trends as well. We noticed that the number of orders being placed outside of office hours jumps through the roof. You have that proven performance in target channels, so those better trading customers that you're after tend to be more engaged online, they're more forward thinking, and you perform better in those channels. An uplift in promotional engagement based on the presentation of those promotions and the customer's ability to find those promotions. Media content sales is what we've spoken about in terms of incremental revenue streams, and just the perception of you as a business increases, it absolutely improves. So there's no real reason not to consider it if you're not already. In terms of pricing of both the products, what we ensure we do with regards to the TrueCommerce feature set or function set is make sure that we price in a way that's appropriate to the business that you are. So through a combination of your functional requirements and the size of your business from an online turnover point of view, we'll pull together pricing that's specific to you and that gives you the opportunity to come into the e-commerce space with a reduced risk, but grow in that e-commerce space in a way that doesn't take away the commercial benefits that you're likely to earn. So we have a number of different packages: starter, essentials, corporate, professional, which sit on the matrix of those two functions. And we're more than happy to discuss pricing with you should it be of interest following the demo, just to give you some indicative ranges of where we might sit versus maybe other solutions you're currently working with, other solutions that are in the marketplace and elsewhere.
Brilliant, thank you, Ben, and thank you to everyone for joining. I hope you enjoyed it. As mentioned, we'll be sending an email out with the recording and any answers to any questions that were submitted shortly. Finally, we wish you a great rest of the week, and we hope to see you again soon. Thank you.